Jerry Jones. The Dallas Cowboys, Rob, looking good. Number 2 seed in the NFC. We know they've struggled on the road. They were 3-5 this season on the road. And I get it that Washington's not a very good team, but they did go there, the Cowboys, and close out the season. They beat up a tomato can the way you should. Beat them 38-10 to seal up that number 2 seed. They would have had it anyway with the way the Eagles went down, which is ridiculous.
Which was bad, but
that's unbelievable to the Giants. But Cowboys, playing pretty good football. And Jerry Jones, really interesting, Rob, the comment he made about Mike McCarthy. Rob G, set this up.
Can't help us
and tell us what happened.
Yeah, now this is interesting because you just mentioned it. The Cowboys had just clinched the NFC East in this game. They went 12-5. They are the number 2 seed in the NFC. Home field runs through Dallas until the NFC title game. They've won 16 straight at home, so you're feeling really good if you're a Cowboys fan. However, a reporter asked Jerry Jones, as he's holding court, about the future of Mike McCarthy and whether or not this postseason run will determine his future. Jerry Jones, for whatever reason, replied, quote, "I just think his record speaks for itself. I think of what he's done and what we put ourselves in this position over the last 3 years. I think that does speak for itself. We got a lot of good football left and no small part thanks to Mike. We'll see how each game goes."
Chris, there's just no reason at the start of the playoffs, you just won the division, to even bloody the water.
Now, did he say, let me ask this, because what you just read, Rob G, so the question was, is Rob back for, or is Mike back for next season?
It was, has he shown that he's your guy, basically, moving forward?
Okay, so because I'm trying to make sure when he says, we'll see how each game goes, that does, if that's the question, has he shown enough to show that he's your guy? To end it off with, we'll see how each game goes. Rob, I don't think that's media overreaction.
No,
I do
it's
think
not.
That's saying, like, maybe not.
but Chris, there's no Jerry, you ready for the answer, Chris? We wouldn't want it as media people. We talk about it all the time. We want the smoke and the juice, right? I mean, that makes our jobs easier.
Right.
But if you're being honest, the conversation is, we just won the division. We're trying to win a Super Bowl here in Dallas. I'm not talking about anybody's contract in the future. The future is the next game. Like that. Who can argue with that? Can you?
No. I mean
that's all. I'm not.
And I don't even think, because I do think there are some media people that would take that as, he given the chance to give him a vote of confidence. No. He didn't. I just think you say, guys, look, we are rolling. All right. Like, I don't know the way you say it, maybe what you said, but you say it in a jovial tone, or I just think, look, guys, we trying to win a Super Bowl. Mike's doing a terrific job. And we're tickled pink with the job Mike's done. 3 straight 12-win seasons.
Right.
We couldn't be any happier, right? Something to that effect.
And this comes on the heels, remember, because Adam Schefter reported, Chris, that he may be coaching for his job. So to say we'll see in that situation, I'm just saying, just shut it down. I'm not talking about a coach's job, or I'm not doing any of that. The bottom line is, we're trying to win a Super Bowl here. You just said it. We won 12 games 3 years in a row. We won the division, blah, blah, blah. Man, we got a shot.
Right.
I want to focus in on that. We haven't won a Super Bowl in a long time here, and we got a good team. My quarterback, my coach, my you know what I mean? Like talk it up.
Well, and this to me, Rob, is an example of why the owner doesn't need to talk all the time. I mean, because there's just so many opportunities to stick your foot in your mouth. And look, will this affect the Cowboys going forward? Who knows? But Rob, I just think there's no positive to come out of this.
Right. You don't win, Chris. Right? All you do is you muddy the water.
Yes. Is Mike McCarthy second-guessing himself now on plays? Or, calls, things like that? I don't know. I mean, why in the world would you say that? Just doesn't make sense. And again, this is the Cowboys. And I've said it, Rob, for a long time. The culture and the tone that Jerry Jones sets as the owner of the franchise, as a guy that's got to run his mouth after every game, every week on a radio show, I don't think it's conducive to big winning. Now, maybe they'll prove me wrong this year. But this is not what you need to hear, and certainly not what you need to say as you head into the playoffs. Because I think, Rob, look, I think they'll beat Green Bay. I don't think it'll be a cakewalk, but I think they'll beat Green Bay. And then, Detroit, if Detroit gets by them, or the Rams. I think whoever wins that game is going to be a tough game. And then, of course, you got San Francisco, which I don't even think people will blame them if they lose that game. But they don't have – it's not going to be a cakewalk to the NFC Championship game, Rob. And also, they've won 16 straight at home, which is phenomenal. How many you going to win straight at home?
No, that's scary, Chris.
You know what I mean,
I'm
right?
with you. I'm with you. Sometimes it's like the bugaboo in baseball when you score 18 runs in that game, Chris, and then you go,
right.
Oh,
then the next night,
get shut out. You get shut out.
Yeah. Or if you're a great free throw shooter, which obviously a lot of guys are in the NBA, you make 50 straight, 30 straight. I mean, and then, a miss is coming.
Yep. You already know it. I agree with that.
So I just think that, Rob, this is just.
It's unnecessary. It's self-inflicted. It's unnecessary. Yep. You don't have to do it. All you have to do, Chris, is deflect.
Yep.
That this is about winning a Super Bowl. And I would say, man, hey, guys, you know how long it's been since we won a Super Bowl? So it's been too long in Dallas.
Right. Guys, can we celebrate? Can we enjoy this? This is what we played the whole regular season for.
Right. And you know what? We got a team. We got a squad. We got a chance. I'm not worried about coaches and players who's going to be on a team next year. Right. I'm worried about right now, this game next week. Green Bay is all I care about. I don't care about anything else.
That's how you answer it. So you picked Dallas to win the NFC. How are you feeling about them right now?
I'm not feeling great.
Really?
I'm not feeling great.
They've had a good I know they've struggled on the road. But they ended
That's the
off
problem.
strong,
That's the problem. But to start the one thing I will feel good about is, I feel pretty good that I had the Ravens and Dallas. And those are two good teams, Chris, from the start. And I don't know. If you ask me to pick out of my pick, I love the Ravens more, obviously.
Do you think McCarthy's job should be on the line?
Do I?
Or he should be on the hot seat?
No. I just think obviously if they lose, you won't be. It just depends on how the game goes as well. You know what I mean?
It's the first time, Rob, they've won 12 straight since, that's that dynasty.
Yeah,
in the mid-90s.
I just need to see how that plays out. You know what I mean? And how the game, Chris, do they get embarrassed at home? Is it some sort of thing, or do they just get beat?
I agree. I agree. I have to see how it plays out. Even a tough loss to a Detroit, I don't know that Detroit is pretty good this year. I don't know that means he's got to be fired. But like you said, how does it end? Because these last few years, their playoff games have ended comically. Not just ugly, comically.
Right, and that's
just
the problem.
Clock management, game management, right? And we've seen a few this year where he didn't manage the clock the right way. Against Detroit, in fact, right? And so if that happens again, Rob, and it costs them, whether it's the second round or if you get to San Francisco,
Chris, I agree.
Something like that happens, right? That's when I'm like, look, we gotta get a new coach. Now, it's risky. You got to get the right guy. But 12 straight wins. But yeah, that would be. I think you're right on the money. How does it end?
How does it end? And that's what will be the determining factor. But there's a way of saying, you just don't have to comment on everything just because they ask you. And I'm a reporter. I just
Right.
sometimes we love it.
For the reporters down there, it's awesome that
we
he
love
said
it,
that.
Chris. I mean, but at some point, don't they have to say? Doesn't he have to say this doesn't help me? This hasn't helped me for 30 years. I just recently had to make up with Jimmy Johnson after all that.
Right,
you know what I mean?
Right. Well, yeah.